Hi everyone, this is the second part of this tutorial series, and in the first video already I teach you how we can set up the Snap Pixel, that is browser side tracking, how we can set up the Snapchat Pixel, Snapchat browser side tracking, and Snapchat Pixel for the view content and the start checkout and the purchase for the page view and the add cart event. Okay, in this second part, I am going to talk about how we can send the event data for page view, for view item, for the add cart, for the start checkout, for the purchase event from this web container to server container. First of all, we have to send these 5 event and event data from the web container to server container. Then from the server container with Snap API, I will with Snap conversion API, I will send the data to the Snapchat. Okay, there's the thing, then there's the process. Okay, and if I want to send the event and event data from the web container to server container, I must need a client, and I am going to use a client called Google Analytics 4. This is easy way and this is the very simple process. And from the Google Analytics 4 client, I am going to send this 5 event data from the web container to server container. Okay, and this server container, this GTM server container already connected with a server, with a cloud server, that is step.io, and in my channel there is a video how I can connect this server container with the step.io. Okay, if I want to send this if I want to send the data from the web container to server container, I need a GA4 client already, I tell you. And now let's configure the setup. For that I need a measurement ID for the Google Analytics 4. First of all, I have to send the Google Analytics 4 configuration tag to send the data from the web container to server container. Okay, now let's create a constant variable, and this should be new variable, and from here I need a constant variable, and I also need a analytics account. If I go to analytics.google.com, let's load it. Okay, then this variable name should be measurement ID, maybe my spelling mistake. Now it's measurement ID. Then this is the analytics, this is one of my analytics account, but I am looking for another analytics account, and that is on. Okay, if you don't have a Google Analytics account, just create a Google Analytics account. It's a very simple. When you log in, when you go to a browser like Chrome or Safari or Edge, Microsoft Edge, and if you log in your Google account, then after log your Google account, then if you search analytics.google.com, then you can see see option to create a Google Analytics account. Okay, then from the admin I have to go to the data stream, and in the data stream I will find the measurement ID, and I need this measurement ID, and I am going to create a constant variable like a snap pixel ID, because this measurement ID I need many a time. That's why I am going to create a constant, that's why I just create a variable, a constant variable with this measurement ID. Okay, now let's create a tag, base tag, actually it's a configuration tag to send the data from the web container to say a server container with this 5 event actually. Okay, this 5 event data. Okay, let's create a new tag, that should be Google tag, and I need to call here the measurement ID. This is the measurement ID, and trigger should be in all pages. Okay, then I have to create a new configuration, and in the configuration I have to create a new variable. Okay, then have to add here 2 parameter. One parameter is send as a server container URL, and other one is send page view. Okay, in the server container URL I have to place the server container server tagging URL, that is in the admin section. If I go to this admin section, then from the admin section If I go to this container settings, then from the container setting I can see my tagging server URL. Okay, then let's copy this tagging server URL, and from the tagging server URL I have to paste here the server container URL, and from here I have to write here send page view, it's false. Okay, I will send send the page view event with a different tag. Okay, that's why I'm writing here the false. Okay, send server container URL mails. If I said if I send now, if I create any of tag with this measurement ID by Google Analytics 4 client, then this data, this event data, Google Analytics 4 event data will did not go to the Google Analytics 4 directly. It will go to Google and Google Tag Manager server container. Okay, that's the setup will work like this. That is the server container URL working system. Okay, if I place at the server container URL, and this is the server container tagging server URL, that's mean now if I create any of Google Analytics 4 event in this Google Tag Manager web container, then those event data and event will be go to this Google Tag Manager server container. Okay, that's the thing. Okay, now let's name it, and its name should be Google Tag configuration setting. Let's save it. Okay, then just name this tag Google Tag for server side, that is SS. Okay, then let's save it. Now if I want to send the page view and the view content, add cart, purchase, and the start checkout from this web container server container, we need some variable. Okay, we need some variable. Okay, let's create some variable for it. And if I go to this Pinterest document guideline, there is the parameter guideline. I need a lot of variable for the for the setup, and that's why I just come here, and just I can see here there is a need data for the user data, and the dynamic ads and dynamic travel ads, server data, a lot of data we need. Okay, first of all we need the email address, then phone number, first name, last name, lot of thing we need. Okay, then let's create the variable for to send the email address and the phone number and the first name, last name. Okay, then let's visit my website first of all. This is not the correct one maybe. Okay, let's log in my Shopify store, the demo store. Okay, okay, let's open it. Okay, then if I go to this if I go to a product page, actually I want to go to the checkout page to show you how I can send the user data. As an example, user will place their data in the checkout page, then I will send this user data to purchase page. Then from the purchase page and the thank you page, I will send the data to the web container, and from the web container with the GA4 client tag I will send them to the server container. Okay, that's the process actually. Okay, for that I need to create some data layer variable to pass user information. Then let's create some variable for the data for the user information. Okay, that should be data layer variable, and first of all we need the email. Okay, but in my Google Tag Manager already I create the email variable, that's why no need email in this time, and the phone number. But in my checkout page, this is my one of my demo store, and that's why in this checkout page there is no option for the phone number. But when you will work with a real project for your client or your new business, then you will see there is a phone number option. Okay, but in this case there is no phone number option, but there is the first name, last name, and the address, city, and the state and zip code, all of the thing is available. Okay, that's why now let's create a variable for the first name. Okay, then I have to write here user underscore data dot. Actually, if I make a purchase, that should be understandable for you. Okay, then let's make a purchase to show you how this data layer work. Okay, okay, let's complete the purchase. Okay, just look at here. This is the thank you page. Now if I go to the inspect, and from the console, if I go to the option where my data layer is load, and this is the option web pixel sandbox custom, then if I write here the data layer, then I can see there is a event file that call purchase, and in under the purchase, if I go to the user data, then you can see there is all of the user information, city, country, first name, last name. Okay, that the first name is under user data, that's why I have to write user data dot first name. Okay, then user data dot first name, and have to remove this space and have to name this variable first name. Okay, now let's save it. Okay, this is the first name variable. Now we can copy this variable to save our time, and this should be the last name, last. Sorry, just we have to rename this variable last name. Just look at her last name, and phone number is null here because the phone number is not available in my checkout. Okay, now I have to create the variable for the zip code, and again I can copy one of my data layer variable to save my time. Okay, then it should be user data dot zip code, then call this variable as zip code, and in here first name, last name, email is done, and the zip code also done. Now we can go for the city. Okay, then again we can copy one of our variable. Okay, then let's paste it here, the city, then user data dot city. Okay, now we can go for the country. Let's call the country, and from the city we can copy this variable. Okay, this is the country variable, user data dot country. Then let's rename this variable. Okay, from here email, first name, last name, phone number, state is remain. Let's copy the state, city, country, email, first name, last name is done, zip code also done. Now we have to create the variable for the state. Actually it's state mean region, it's the same thing. Then let's name like this, user data dot state. Now let's rename this tag, rename this variable. Okay, now all of my user information data layer setup is done, and just look at here, all of thing is done. Gender is not available for my in my checkout page. Gender and the date of birth, these things are very sensitive and very private data. That's why people maybe people will not interested to put their data. That's why my suggestion is skip this two thing. Okay, city, state, and zip code, country, all of thing is done. And in this client IP address, this client IP address actually will automatically will send. Okay, but we need this external ID, and maybe in here external ID is available. Then let me see. External ID variable is not created here, and now I can create external ID variable. And with this client ID means external ID, that's why I can copy this client ID, and by this client ID then let's create a new event, new variable. This should be data layer variable again, and we have to paste here directly client ID because this client ID is not under anyone. That's why client ID is independent here. That's why we just have to write here the client ID. Okay, then this variable name should be external ID. Okay, then go to this guideline again and just look at here, this client user agent and this thing lead ID, anon ID and MAD ID, it's mobile advertising ID, it's not the important, and this lead ID and this thing is not important. Client user agent will be automatically detected by the GA4 client, that's why this thing also not important. Okay, then there is two additional cookie ID, that is Snapchat click ID, SC click ID, and this click ID will work like let me show you as example. As example, this is a URL. As example, you just see a Snapchat ad as example. Okay, then you just click over this Snapchat ad. Okay, then you will redirect this website, you will redirect the website that the advertiser placed. Okay, that's the advertiser placed, you will redirect the website page, and that the advertiser targeted website. Okay, as example, this is the thing, and this URL will, this is the main URL actually, just look, just think this is the main URL, shopify.com store.gadget access. Okay, this is the main URL, and Snapchat will store a click ID. Snapchat will store a click ID look like, Snapchat will store a click ID look like, let me copy this one. Okay, Snapchat will store a click ID look like, Snapchat will redirect this URL look like this. Okay, and I need this value, to send Snapchat. Okay, that's the Snapchat click ID. Okay, and now you can ask me how we can send. Okay, let me show you how we can send it. And we have to create a new variable inside Google Tag Manager. Let's create a new variable, and it should be user defined variable, and from the user defined variable you have to choose the URL, then from the URL you have to choose the query. Okay, and from the query you have to choose this on. Okay, then Google Tag Manager will store this value, Google Tag Manager will store this value, then your Snapchat click ID will be pass. Okay, then let's call this variable name SC click ID, and we need one more parameter, that is SC cookie on. Okay, let's copy it, and we have to create a new variable that should be a first party cookie, and in the cookie name will be this one SC cookie on, and in the variable name should be SC cookie on. Okay, let's save it like this, and in here, and don't need this parameter, and in this dynamic add parameter we need this content category ID, content name, content type, and the currency, number of items, and the value and currency also. Okay, let me see which variable is available here, and I see currency is available. Just look at here, content category ID, name I guess available, product category, product ID, product name is not available here. Maybe let me see my data layer, and in under Snapchat, then I can see there is no content name parameter, but no worry, we can store the content name from here. From here I can store the content name, but no need, because content name is not necessary here, because I will send these contents. I will send the contents, and with this content, their content name will be available. Okay, then now skip the content, and content type should be its product. That's why it's not important to send the content type, content name, and the content category and content ID already in my Google Tag Manager, and content name will be I will send from this with this content parameter. Okay. And currency, number of items already available, and maybe order ID is not available. Transaction ID is available. Transaction ID mean order ID, no worry. Okay, then value is already available. Now I have to just create a variable for these contents, and if I go to my website backend, and if I just look on the data layer, then I can see there is an in under e-commerce there is an items. Okay, there is an items, and with these items in there, item id, item variant, all of the variable is available, and I have to send these items for the contents. Okay, then this is the actually this is the Google Analytics 4 pattern. But if I send this data according to GA4 pattern, then Snapchat pixels Snapchat conversion API will redirect this data according to Snapchat. Also Snapchat will read this data according to Snapchat requirement. Okay, no worry, just we have to send this data according to GA4 standard right now. Okay, and I need to send these items. That's why this parameter name will be a variable name, data layer variable name will be e-commerce.items, because items in under e-commerce. Okay, now let's create a new data layer variable, and this should be e-commerce dot items. Okay, and this should name be items. Okay, then everything is done here, and you can see here this thing is not important, already we seen this data. Okay, event name required, I will send the event name, no worry, and event time also the important, and event id also important, and already I have a variable for the event id. This is the event id, and there is an data for the event id. Event time, actually I have to create a new data layer variable for the event time. Let create a new variable, and I have a documentation for the how I can create the new event time. It should be okay. I need a JavaScript code actually to send the event time. Okay, that's why I have to create a new variable, and from the new variable and in the custom JavaScript I have to place this code like function and return math round new date dot get time and this data, and I need to write this data exactly like this way, and you can pause this video here and then you can write this code for your GTM. Okay, then let's name this variable, and this variable name should be event time. Okay, and event time is done, and event source URL, actually this is the this should be your website URL, and event id setup send is done, and action source should be web, offline or mobile app. That's mean where from where you send this data. Actually I am going to work with a website, that's it should be its web. Okay, integration, it should be from the GTM, and data processing option and the other option is not required, and it's not important. Actually others information is not important, and already I created all of the necessary variable that we need for this setup. Okay, now let's create the tag to send the data. Okay, first of all I can send the page view event. If I want to send the page view event, let's create a new tag, and it should be the Google Analytics GA4 event, and for the GA4 event I have to call the page view trigger, and here also I have to call the measurement ID. Okay, then I need the event name, it should be the page view, but in the Snapchat page view name is different. Page view name is like page view look like, okay, in Snapchat. But if I send this page view according to GA4 structure, this is the GA4 structure actually, no worry, Snapchat will redirect this data according to their pattern. Okay, and now we need some event parameter for the page view event. First of all is event name, then event ID, event time, okay, now let's see from here. Okay, for here this user information actually is not available for the page event, because when someone visit your website, they did not give any of their any of their personal information in the website. That's why it's not available here. Okay, then client IP address, external ID we need. Client IP address will automatically detect it. Okay, client IP address will automatically detect it, and this thing is not important. And client user agent will automatically detect it, and this two thing is important. Click ID for this page event, and SC cookie on. Okay, then if I look at here, there is a content category and content ID is not important for the page event, because this is the product level data. If a people visit your home page, that doesn't mean they visit a product page. Okay, that's why this thing is not important here. And if I look at here, this thing is not important here. And if I scroll down, let me show event name. Already I input, and event time and the event source URL we need. Event source URL, and action source, and the integration. Data processing option is not required. Okay, then also we have to send a additional information, that is first party cookie. Okay, it should be first party collection, and it should be true. And already for the integration, it should be GTM, and action source should be your website URL. That's why I can call here the page URL or the page host name. Actually, page host name means your website main domain. Also, you can send the page URL. Okay, and for the event source, action source mean maybe from where I want to send this event. It should be web, and the actions event source URL should be my website URL. Okay, page URL. Let me see. Event source, the URL of the web page. Yes, this is the page URL. Okay, SC cookie on, and SC click ID, and this is the external ID we need. External ID and the event time. Okay, then let's call the event ID. Yes, event ID, event time, external ID, click ID, cookie on, page URL. Okay, then let's name this. Event name should be page view. Sorry, I can copy it from here. Okay, then name it GA4 event page view, GA4 page view SS, that means server side. Okay, now I can create a on more tag for the view item, and if I go to this documentation, then I can copy this tag to save my time. Okay, let's copy this tag and just have to change this trigger, and this should be view item trigger, and this event name should be view item. Okay, view item. Maybe it should be view item recommend. Let me see. Maybe this event name view items or view item. I forget it. Yes, the event name is view item. Okay. Actually, I'm going to send the event, send this event name according to J4 standard. Then from the J4 standard, Google Snapchat conversion API will redirect this data according to their pattern. Okay, and just I change this event name and everything will be same because this information need for all of the event, but I need to add some additional parameter that for the product level data. Then if I scroll up, then this for the user data, and this is should not available for this view item because in the product page user will not give their information. Okay, and already we put external id and all of the parameter. Just we need the parameter for the product level. Okay, we need the content category. Okay, then we need the content id. Okay, then from the content id is not available, content id available, but I content from with this content this will be sent. Okay, content type. Okay, content type it's should be product. Okay, then there is a contents, but I have to send it as items. Otherwise it's not will work. From these items, Snapchat conversion API template will redirect this data as a contents. Okay, no worry. And then we need the currency and the value. Okay, currency and the value. Okay, we have the value parameter, I guess. Yes, value. And let's call the currency parameter, and let's call the items parameter. Okay, then let's call the contents id, product id actually, product id, and then it's product category. Okay, then everything is perfect. Then let's rename this tag, and it should be view item. Okay, then let's save this tag. Okay, now I can copy this view item tag for that to cart event, because for that to cart event it will be exactly everything will be same. That's why add to cart, and then I have to name this event like add to cart according to J4 schema, and Snapchat will read this data according to their pattern. Snapchat will read this data add cart, because in Snapchat this is the add cart. Okay, and this event name should be like here, add to cart. Okay, and also begin checkout will be same, and that is start checkout according to Snapchat. Also we can copy the add to cart tag for the checkout, and have to change the trigger, and this will be the begin checkout, and from here we have to send this event name like begin checkout. We have to send it according to J4 schema. Snapchat will read this data like start checkout. We have to change it here. Everything others cookie data and everything will be same, no worry. And have to change the event tag name here. Okay, everything is perfect now. Okay, and thanks for watching. Actually I will create an others two video, and in the next video I will show you how we can send the purchase event data from this web container to server container. Okay, and in the next video and the last video, I will show you how we can send this event data and the everything event parameter, all of the things from the server container to the Snapchat with according to Snapchat conversion API. Okay, and thanks for watching and have a good day.